And after you've aged for a decade, you come back for a reset. And all you need to do is to get a prescription for antibiotics that turn on these genes again.
No way.
Now, again, we don't know how many times you can reset. It might be 3, it might be 3,000. And if you can reset your body 3,000 times, then things get really interesting.
Family, it's your boy Uncle P, man. I'm back. Today I want to talk about something that I think we all interested in. I know you want to live longer, cause I know I do. Cause it's something I got some regrets. It's some things that I want to work on. You know, I can't go back. So I'm just thinking, like, if we could live longer, then it's kind of like the same thing. This guy, Bryan Johnson, he pretty much he's just putting his all, like, literally, he's putting his life and his money on the line by researching all these different anti-aging techniques, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that not the average person could do what he does because it's expensive. He spends $2 million a year to reverse aging. So Bryan Johnson founded a company called Braintree, in which he sold to PayPal for $800 million. So that's why he has the money to do this. But of course, with him being a businessman, he wants to sell it to you too. I'm not gonna act like he's a savior. He's doing something really good, but of course, he's gonna make some money from it. So right now, he's charging $333 a month for his program called Blueprint, which I'm sure basically gives all the sauce to what he's doing right now. And of course, just like any other technology or technique or knowledge, a lot of people believe the game is to be sold and not told. But eventually it's gonna get cheaper, and everybody's gonna have that knowledge, and everybody's gonna have convenient ways to do what he's doing. So I want you to, watch this routine and not be like, man, I can't do this because I don't got no money, man. The system hold me down, man. Just be patient. Do what you can do right now, though. He's 47, man. I mean, like, you see, this is him right now. Like, who knows? I don't know if he got makeup on or whatever, but if you told me he was 47, I wouldn't be like, what, 47? But at the same time, I wouldn't be like, oh, nah, yeah, you look 40. He looks like a good 47. I can't put my finger on it, kind of. But the thing is, another thing that he's taught me is, it doesn't really matter how you look. It's more about your internal age. You have so many processes in your body, and you can measure the age of each of these processes. So you may look at him and say, yeah, you're obviously in your 40s, but he has the metabolism of a 25-year-old. This is Bryan Johnson, though. He spends $2 million. We're not going to spend no $2 million on it. But look, listen to what he got to say, though.
My morning routine is about 3 to 4 hours. It varies on a given day. The first thing I'm going to do is use this Braun thermal scan device. I measure my inner ear temperature. After this, I'll flip on this UV light. This is 10,000 lux at 12 inches. I turn this on, and I usually just enjoy thinking about the day for a minute. After the light exposure, I'll take 2 pills. It's some heme iron, 10 milligrams of heme iron, and 250 milligrams of vitamin C. All right, then one final thing before I go downstairs. I'm going to do 5 minutes of light therapy. It's blue light, and it keeps my complexion clear. Please, let's go downstairs. One thing I've added to the routine lately is I do a meditation before I start this portion of my morning routine, about 10 minutes or so. This is the device I use for my dry eye. I'll do this for 30 seconds in the morning when I wake up, first thing. So basically I start here on the right-hand side, and I move to the left. So first thing is the eye, 30 seconds. Next is preparing the morning pills. Every 2 weeks, my team organizes all the pills. In between that time duration, we change certain things. Now I have all these pills ready. I'll do the Green Giant. You see I move pretty swiftly through this thing. So I don't know how many pills in here. I think last time we reported it was something like over 50, maybe 60 pins. All right. Oh, part of that, I'll use red light therapy. I started losing my hair in my early 30s. It's been a difficult thing. I've had to work really hard to try to keep a head of hair. But what I'm going through now is I'm going to work out pretty quickly. We only have 20 minutes to film right now. My workout is normally 30 to 60 minutes. Super veggie. This is what I'm going to eat after we work out. I rotate every month. 1 month puree, 1 month whole pieces of extra virgin olive oil.
Now, I know you're probably saying this looks like a big bowl of doo-doo, and I don't disagree with you, but it probably has everything you need in it. You need to just think about that. We really don't get probably half of the minerals and nutrients that we need because it's not in a McDouble. It's not in a Burrito Supreme. It's not in Extra Most Bestest Little Caesar. It's not the nutrients that you actually need. Is not in what you actually eat. You know what I'm saying? And with all that meat that you stored on your back, it's nothing but fat in there.
These health habits will make you the happiest, healthiest person you've ever been. Let's first master the basics, and then we get to play with all the cool new things we'll discover together.
I don't know if you peeped this, but one thing that I noticed, that one of his products was actually called snake oil. And you know, I wonder if that's akin to those back in the day, those snake oil salesmen who were kind of deemed to be actually con men, you know. So is that his dark sense of humor, or is that him just throwing it in people's faces like, you're gonna buy it because living longer, staying younger is something that everybody is, well, a lot of people are interested in, right? But we're gonna want to verify it now because we're a lot smarter because of the information that we get from the internet and from now AI. So with that, I'm kind of making an assumption in that with, you know how like technology, it gets smarter, smaller and faster. I'm imagining that to happen with like, equipment that probably monitors our blood and certain processes that we aren't really knowledgeable on. We're going to become more aware with those because AI is going to keep us hip, and we're going to be monitoring those more. Honestly, we probably won't even have to monitor them because AI is just going to tell us what each of these levels are and what we may need to do as far as nutrition or medication to properly balance these levels. And I'm just kind of basing that off of what's happening with diabetics. So, you know, like back in the 2010s, they used to have to use the finger sticks. Now they have the continuous glucose monitoring systems, which basically track their glucose levels every 5 minutes with a sensor under their skin. So they have this integrated with smartphones, and they even have like automatic insulin delivery with pumps, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of look at that and say, well, all right, there's people out here creating an ecosystem for big business for keeping us young and aging at the best rates. Well, they're going to integrate these same type of systems with other bodily processes. So are there going to be snake oil salesmen out there selling you a dream? Yes, I think if it proves to be a profitable venture, then yes, there will be. But I think the key thing is that there is focus and attention put in this field. You know, Google has its own longevity program that it started way back. So this is a thing. So just like the internet gave the common man information that typically corporations might hide to, you know, keep you in the dark in order to sell you a product, you know, the same thing will happen with AI. Yes, it will catapult the powers that be even further because they got the money to invest. They're the ones that's laying the groundwork. But I do believe that as the ceiling rises, the floor will lift as well. So you will benefit. You have to believe that you will benefit, and that things are being invented for your benefit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you.
He's telling you, don't die, because he knows that this fight won't be won by him alone. You got Harvard guys like David Sinclair that have actually reversed the, I'm going to say molecular, but that might not be the right word. But anyway, they made some mice younger, man. They made mice younger. I seen it. They can make them older and younger.
These are two mice, and you might want to guess which one's older. It's a trick question. They're twins. They're genetically identical twins. And when we read their genomes, we find that their genomes are identical as well. But what we've messed up is their epigenomes. We've scratched up their CD. And you can see what we get is not just a mouse with gray hair, wrinkled skin, and if you could look inside, organs that look old. We haven't just given it diabetes or osteoporosis or dementia.
Are you serious? You guys did all this to this poor mouse, like in the name of science? Listen, you guys better come up with that cure for aging soon, because what a terrible existence.
We've given this mouse aging. And as we wrote in the book, Matt and I, if you can give something, you can be sure that you can take it away. In the future, where you can have an injection of a virus. And then
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off. Just those words together just reminded me of what we all went through in 2020, man. And it's like, just because I'm trying to bring things to light doesn't mean that I'm not a cautious person, or I'm like thinking of, you know, I'm always gonna have some fear. And I think the main goal in life is to reduce that as much as you can, but it's also a tool for survival. So yeah, but I'm definitely gonna be cautious to, you know, things that we have to put in our bodies. I just hope you know that it's possible that something good could happen. Like, there could be somebody out there that makes a breakthrough to make you live longer, and you deserve it.
have a course of antibiotics like our mice are given, and turn on reprogramming for a few weeks.
Okay.
You'll start to look younger. Your hair might change color. It might regrow. We don't know.
I need that.
But your organs.
Are you telling me I'm gonna get a hairline? I'm gonna get young. I'm gonna get a hairline again? I'm telling you, it's. I didn't like what was happening to the mice, but that might be. It might be worth it. His sacrifice might actually be worth it. If I could get another hairline again.
Organs should be improved. You should get your vision back if you've lost it. And that might last for a decade. And after you've aged for a decade, you come back for a reset. And all you need to do is to get a prescription for antibiotics that turn on these genes again.
No way.
Now, again, we don't know how many times you can reset. It might be 3, it might be 3,000. And if you can reset your body 3,000 times, then things get really interesting. And I don't know if any of you want to live for 1,000 years, but, and I also don't know if it's going to be possible. But these are the questions we have to start thinking about.
David Sinclair, man, I don't know. He talking that talk. He talking that talk for real. But these guys are still going to need a healthcare infrastructure, man, to, you know, align with as they try to roll out these things that they're creating and innovating, you know. And I think that it will be possible with AI and robotics, and I think it can be a good thing. We already doing it, actually. Look at this. What if you have a certain type of surveillance that makes sure everything is good?
Good.
Michael Dieter has been awaiting a lung transplant at the University of Florida Health Center since December.
I'm what you call high flow air, and because of that, I can't sustain myself at home.
A dedicated team of doctors and nurses attend to him day and night. But that's not all.
That's okay.
Sensors and cameras track Dieter's every move in this smart intensive care unit, from vital signs to facial expressions and everything in between.
Every place in this room will sensing something about you. Is this enough light? Is this enough noise? Are you okay? You know, are you moving enough? Are you in your bed? Are you out of the bed? I think that's the future of how we will design hospital.
You can look at the patient and go,
wow,
they're moving a lot. There's
Yes.
something going on there. Or their face has a certain grimace
Absolutely.
to it that they normally don't have. Is it possible that it could tell you before I even know that I'm having problems?
Yes, 100%.
So look, you got the system surveilling, but you also got robot nurses already. Look, this was 2 years ago, right? This is 2 years ago. And this right here is 2 years ago as well. They got a robot nurse.
The pandemic is taking a toll on nurses across the country, and many say they're still feeling the effects. Extreme burnout, exhaustion, and so much stress. Now, one CEO says she has a solution: robots.
Pardon me. May I get to that spot, please?
Meet Moxie, the robot.
Hello.
A high-tech nurse's helper rolling through hospitals around the country.
You'll see Moxie turn in the corner, and some patients and families are all turning heads trying to figure out, what this is.
The bot, developed by Austin startup Diligent Robotics.
We did not design Moxie to replace nurses. We actually are really focused on taking on some of the mundane tasks that fall onto clinicians' plate that can.
That's what I would say too. If I was making a robot factory, I would say no, and I would replace them. All right, this right here is a robot surgery. I had to mute the clip because it had a song that probably would have got this video flagged. So But look at that. That's crazy. Robots are only getting better. Like that little nurse robot that was in the hospital, yeah, not cutting the mustard. But once these bad boys get in the hospital, yeah, once they get in there,
humanoid robots.
Once these bad boys get in there, it's really not gonna be a need for us to be in there dilly-dallying, man. I'm just telling you, we could do other things. So you might be like, what can the healthcare system benefit from people living longer, being stress-free, your blood pressure not running, your cholesterol, it's not through the roof, you know. People like, why the healthcare system want that? Because you believe that they do. That's why it's gonna happen, because you believe that they do. And that belief is gonna change everything.